Sorry.
Thanks for doing this. You probably
Yeah,
have
no
so much to
problem.
say. I don't even know. You guys, if you have any questions, help me out on the questions. So, first question though, how did you get in contact with Wade? Like, what was the initial?
Um, I had seen the what do I want to call it? Like the prison call thing. About like, sorry, my car's open. And there were these girls that were telling me how they were going to pay for my personal phone calls, and like get a hold of them. And they were like creating this like account to get a bunch of donations for my phone calls. And there's a girl that's on TikTok, and I know her personally, but she goes by Charlie something. She posts. She has the same kind of like viewpoint of him as I do. We were real open to seeing everything how it was, and gave the opportunity to, investigate if there was this trafficking thing, which I think he's pretty out of his mind. He's not all there. That I think a lot of it was fabricated. I think he just enjoyed killing people. Just come out with it because I know it's gonna be brought up, but the whole reason I guess I had messaged Wade in the beginning. I know what it's like to be wrongly convicted or charged. I was never convicted. He was, but the whole mugshot that you guys saw was a wrongful charge that happened to me. That he was set up and all this stuff, and I could relate to that. I'm an advocate for a nonprofit organization that actually advocates for a lot of people that have been wrongfully convicted in Kansas City. And yeah, after I found out, it's kind of like getting to know anybody that you would interact with, whether it be over Facebook or anything. After I found out who he was, and that was 5 days, I did not communicate with him again. So,
What's the reason
mhm.
why you did that? A lot of people don't know about. I know you
Mhm.
went through a abusive relationship and you went through some domestic violence. You were a
Yeah.
victim of. Um, I don't know what you would call it, but I think that people need to know that because it does correlate with what's going on as far as people saying you were once a Wade wife or whatever the case may be. I
Yeah.
think it was more sympathy. This is what I'm getting from you now. More sympathy for a person that was convicted and you thought was convicted wrongly. And then once you found out the information that took place and all that stuff, and then you going through what you went through, I don't see you sticking around trying to be a Wade wife. So can you give the
No,
people a
I
little
was never a
history on
Wade
what you
wife.
went through?
Sure. Yeah. I will say that the mugshot y'all seen, that I was thrown out of a window like a couple hours before that was taken. And I was arrested for theft, and it was of a car, and it was for my BMW, which is registered under my dad's name. And it's because it's titled in a state that doesn't require sales tax on cars, making it a cheaper car for me to purchase when I did. And so my ex was a cop, or well, I found out today he is no longer with the police department. That was actually what I had to do before I got on here. But he it was real easy for him to have my car impounded. I remember he backed it out in the middle of the street, and our argument started. And anyway, the uh, the cop came, and he had spoke with him, and enough information was said by him about me, and I was arrested and taken to the county that I have my driver's license in, which is actually in Kansas. It's just on the other side of the state line. And I was booked in a Kansas jail, and I had paid my bond, and I was out within 7 hours. But the reason I had messaged Wade, it absolutely had everything to do with appearance at first, because yeah, that's how it
Thank you for being honest.
attracted my interest in, yeah, in the actual story that they were pitching behind him being set up. And oh, they didn't DNA test the underneath the car, and this doesn't make sense as to this time when he was seen. And